Shazam, Shazam, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Spring 2024. And gonna go and do my morning walk this morning, when I decide just to come and relax a bit and shoot this video to have a conversation with some of you who I think needs this kind of information. You know, a lot of you should probably just get yourself a job. And who I'm talking to is a lot of self-employed people. Okay, you should just go get yourself a job. Some of you are terrible at being self-employed. So self-employment is not just doing business or offering a product or service to the consumer or your community. Self-employment is highly to do with self-management and self-control. And a lot of self-employed people don't have self-management and self-control. So for those who can't figure it out, after 2 or 3 years, you should just close your door, close shop, and go get yourself a job to stabilize your finances. So let's do this now. So the whole idea of giving up your jobs, let me show you the numbers go. So if I'm making $50,000 a year working for a company, and I decide to work as a consultant, that can probably yield me $80,000 to $100,000 consulting the same quality skill set to an organization. If I decide to have my own business, take it to a next level, I should be able to do 4 or 5 times that 50,000 on an annual base. So I now turn my $50,000 a year job into a $250,000 a year business model. That's not a bad idea at all. Okay, once you get to keep your costs low, you can be pretty decent. Now, when you give up your employment from your company, you're giving up sick days, you're giving up pension plan, you're giving up health care plan, you're giving up so many things you're giving up. And because you're giving that up, when you go to have your own business, you have to manage those things yourself. You got to take care of your own retirement plan. You got to take care of your own health care plan. You got to do all these kind of things. In case something goes wrong with you, if you're working for a company, you're protected. When you're working by yourself, you have to protect yourself. So a lot of times we find self-employed people are just working towards income replacement. It doesn't make sense for you to make $50,000 a year for a company and go work, make $50,000 a year for yourself. That don't make any sense. You're losing. Because in the management of self still comes back to you, and you're not getting that from that organization. And this is what we find out here. That's what I'm saying. Don't invest 20, 25 years in a building a small business and you're not getting anywhere in life. After 2 or 3 years, if you can't get at 4 to 5 times salary income, you should quit. Go and find yourself a job. And this is who I'm talking to. Realtors. A lot of realtors don't even own their own home. A lot of realtors don't have a retirement plan. And for all the people I'm going to list, a lot of them are having financial problems themselves. And these are people out here servicing the community and servicing with small businesses. Realtors, mortgage brokers, home renovators, freelancers. I'm not sure what a freelancer is. Contractors, insurance brokers, small business offering products or service to the community, hairdressers, barbers, new and used car salespeople, cleaning services, handyman, accountants. Can you imagine? Accountants, tax preparers. And I'm talking about accountants, not the ones who work for a firm, the ones who work in their own accounting business part-time. Financial advisors, insurance brokers, financial advisors, people selling you mutual funds and insurance. A lot of them don't have a retirement plan in place. They don't have a health insurance plan in place. They don't have those kind of things set up in place. They don't have emergency funds in place. And any other industry I've missed, you guys know who you are. If you're doing 2 to 3 years already as a self-employed person and you're not organized yourself financially, you probably need to quit and go find yourself a job. Work for an organization that can better manage you and manage the things that's important to you. I know it sounds good, it sounds sexy to have your own business, but business is not for everyone. Keep in mind, folks, we have about a 95 or 75, whatever the numbers is, percentage of business fail within the first 2 years, don't make it to 5 years. But we have about a 98% employment rate. So a person who got a job 5 years ago is still working today. And if they lose their job today, somebody else will hire them. So a lot of you need to go and start working a job. It's good to dream, and it's good to be self-employed, and it's good to control your own destiny. All that stuff is great, except when you can't manage yourself financially coming down to retirement. And don't confuse. A lot of times you guys confuse a hustle to a career. There's certain things is a good hustle. You trying to turn a hustle into a career? No. Like, don't get it twisted. Realtors, that's a hustle. That's not a career. And this is why it's not a career. After a certain amount of years, you can't go door knocking anymore. You can't go showing properties anymore. So guess what? Your hustle is over. There's certain thing, home renovators, that's not a career. That's a hustle. Until you can take that business model, take your real estate business into a brokerage, take your home renovator business into an organization. We hire a lot of people doing work for you. That's when you're building a business, building a career. But if it's just you, hairdresser is not a business. It's not it's a hustle. It's not a career. After 10, 15 years, you got knee problem, you got foot problem, you got back problem, you got a mouth problem. Because all you hear is people business all day long. Those are not career, those are hustles. So the thing with those hustles, you go and you make a lot of money, and then you get out and do something differently. Okay? Financial advisor, you could turn it into career if you can build up enough clientele to service you and get overrides from them over the years. If you can't get those numbers after 3 to 5 years or 2 to 3 years, find something else to do. Do financial advising part-time. Do real estate part-time. Do so many things part-time because the numbers don't make sense for you. And that's important. So I'm not saying don't dream. I'm saying within 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, the max, if you can't get our numbers over the edge, find something else to do. Listen, it's not for everyone. Like when I started off selling real estate, in the first 8 months, I was a shining star because I had something different people wanted. Okay? In the first 8 months, I probably sold over $400,000 in probably $300,000 worth of commission sales. As a brand new agent, that was really good. Okay, previous to that, when I was selling properties in the U.S., in the first 2 months, I sold over $75,000 U.S. in sales. For first year again in the U.S., that's not bad at all. And then we just crank it up from there on over the years. So we got to be careful. This is not for everyone. Okay, I have folks who start a renovation company. Now they have different teams doing different projects across the city. They're doing well for themselves. They learn to turn a renovation company into a renovation hustle into a big company. They can do well for themselves. I have realtors who start off with me when I started. They have brokerages now. With others who start off with me, they quit. They're working at Walmart. They're working at LCD or something else. So once you realize the numbers don't make sense for you, you need to quit. Don't keep pushing and pushing and pushing because you're getting older, retirement coming in, and you don't have a retirement organized, you can have problems. And if you want to say, well, I want to keep doing this hustle thing, and you're making some money, invest your money into a good financial plan for retirement. Either buy some real estate to make some equity, or get yourself a good financial advisor and invest in some mutual funds and stocks. Hopefully you can get the financial retirement plan ready for you in 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? So don't forget this, folks. Don't turn a side hustle into a career if the numbers don't make sense. And if you're there 2, 3 years and the numbers don't make sense to you right now, please get a nice person who can do a resume for you and do your resume and go find yourself a job. To your success. Self-employment means self-management, self-control, self-advice, self-everything. Okay? And you have to be able to do that as a self-employed person. If you're working 8 hours a day working a job, try working 16 to 18 hours a day working for yourself, because you overcompensate. You're doing 5 people position as a self-employed person. 5 people position. And that's with a simple business model. If your business model is complicated, you can be doing 10 people position. You are the jack of everything, a master of everything. You have to master everything as a self-employed person. When I started my business, within 2 3 months, I had to learn to do website, because a website costs anything 5 to $15,000 at the time to do a website. I couldn't afford to do that as a new business. I had to learn certain coding. I had to learn certain technology. I had to figure certain things out, because I can't hire a company to do that for me. And that's the benefits of being self-employed. You get to learn so many things. You cannot be self-employed and incompetent, because self-employed means that you want to take on all these different areas of a business, and you want all the money to come to you at the end of the day. And that's what self-employed people are supposed to be doing. So if you're taking on all this responsibility and there's no money, quit. Find yourself a job. You might be a better employee or a better manager for a company than a better CEO of your own. To your success. See you then.